Okay, this is so scary. All right.
We can
Um,
do this. Okay, got this.
okay. Hi. I'm Anna Hine. I'm a poet based in Dundee, Scotland. And this is Genevieve Bertinoli.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Genevieve Bertinoli. I am a poet based in Dundee. I'm a very big lesbian. That's usually what my poetry is about.
Okay.
And me and my lovely girlfriend are going to be doing a set tonight. Love poems to each other because we're isolated apart right now.
And because we're super lame.
Because we're super lame too.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna start. So I'm sorry my lighting is so severe. It wasn't intentional. Okay. So this is called Animal Crossing. Stop giggling. Even apart we connect virtually, you come and visit me as an avatar of yourself, pink hair and glasses. I wait for you at the airport, watch you fly in across the airwaves, your tiny streams of data bringing you to me. So yeah, that's, we've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing because we're not
Yes.
together. It's very sad.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Cool. So I actually wrote a response poem to that because I am super lame. So yes, this is my little response to that particular poem. I guess it could also be called Animal Crossing Part 2. Who knows? Here we go. Lying in an empty bed, over webcam side by side, aching to be touched and kissing into thin air, and cuddling your jumper to hold your scent close. With a game console in hand, having virtual dates in virtual towns, it really eases the feeling of missing you.
No.
That's that one.
Yeah, so my next one is called The Immortal Jellyfish. Jen and I often do like a double act thing at our local poetry night, Hodgepodge. And one day I went there.
Shout out to Gavin.
Shout out to Gavin and Hodgepodge. So yeah, I went one day and I didn't have any poems to read. And then during one of the breaks, Jen was wearing this kind of ridiculous and wonderful pink shawl that she'd got by my stepmom for Christmas, and she looked just like a jellyfish with just hair, and she was like booping about, and I was like, ah. So she was trying to like hug me, and I was like trying to write this poem like at the bar. So this is Jellyfish. Pink and floating, your sunshine hair falling, gazing at you from across the bar as I arrive late again. There is a jellyfish that can live forever, curling up into a little ball when it's startled or ill. You look like hope, shining. Dyeing your hair the other night, I didn't understand what you wanted. And when you looked in the mirror, your face crumpled like a tiny jellyfish, protecting itself. And I'm sorry every time you look like that. And you say, yeah, but I like the hair in the end. And I'm glad, but I still feel bad. When you cried in the car, because I criticized your music choice. But first you went silent, and I drove 10 miles with you curled up in a metaphorical ball beside me. I know that feel. When you think I won't listen to you, because your last girlfriend would ignore you, and I feel so guilty when you lie beside me silently. You're so fragile sometimes. Like the glasses I broke last night, they fell on my head and you weren't there, and I had to sweep the whole kitchen twice to get rid of the shards, trying not to cut myself, feeling relieved that those glasses had broken, like closure. You are my new beginning, like I am the tiny jellyfish in hiding, and you open me up. So that's that poem.
That's so lovely. I love that poem.
So yeah, here's Jenny.
Okay, which one will I do? I'll do She's in a Band. This is a poem, so I'll tell you a story. Anna tried to start a band once, and it was called Trauma Cat. And like, basically, she had this dream for a long time to start a band. So this is a poem I wrote, sort of like a, I don't know, musing on her wanting to start a band. So I was like, you can do it, you can totally start a band. So this is my poem kind of about that. It's in her zine. Am I gonna plug your zine?
Yeah, plug my zine.
Okay, Anna has a zine called Artificial Womb, and she like publishes one like every month, and a lot of it features a lot of poetry, and in this particular issue, my poem is in it. So I'm gonna read from that. I knew I'd plug Artificial Womb. Anyway. She's in a band. Driving along the motorway, she's singing. In the dark of the night, in a sleepy haze, not far from home, The headlights aren't working. I step out to check, and it's okay, we fixed them. She's singing again and apologizes, but she doesn't need to be sorry, it's calming in a way. In the bar, she's playing her little keyboard before the gig. Show me what she wants to play. Show me what she can play, what she wants to play. Tell me what she wants to do. My head is on her shoulder. Through the chatter in the room, I can only hear her. Head on her shoulder, hand on her knee, I close my eyes. She's on stage, fingers gliding, grazing the keys, singing to new fans, true fans, wearing badges, singing with her. Tonight she's a star, and it's all okay. That's that poem.
Cool. It did not work. I'm not a very good singer or musician. But it was really fun to try, and Jen was incredible. Yeah. So that was good. Okay, so this one is called I Give You a Shelf. Hello to all the people that are like here. That's really nice. There is a crowdfunder, and you can help us get paid if you go to it. So called, I don't know how to plug this. I've never done one of these before, apart from one at 5. So yeah, it's all new. COVID creativity. Okay, so this is called, I Give You a Shelf. After the cinema on the way home, we stop by the supermarket, and I suggest you get some things to keep at mine. Offer you your own shelf. So you pick out some things that you like: rice cakes and salted peanuts, soft baked breakfast snacks and the like, and some ingredients for a meal you want to cook tonight. I carry your multi-pack of zero sugar Pepsi Max, and when we get back, I clear out a shelf for you, the lowest one because you're not that tall. I also decide to give you a basket in the bathroom for your makeup wipes and painkillers, and I check that the towel I've been giving you is one you actually like. I've started keeping spare pajamas for you in a box next to my bookshelf. I only have 3 small drawers, or I'd give one of them to you. But then this is a stopgap for when we move in together. It might be in a few months, or slightly more depending. But we know what we're looking for. A 2-bedroom house with a garden, central heating and a bath, as well as parking. But for now, a shelf will have to do. In the days after, I look at it when you're not around, and I wonder how I managed to find you. After all the heartbreak, I am so pleased to see your oatcakes. That last line makes me sad. Right? Okay.
It's especially sad right now, isn't it?
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my turn?
Yes.
Okay, I wrote this poem. Not every poem is a response poem, but this one is. And it's called A Stopgap Is Never a Bad Thing. It's in my own little zine, which isn't out yet, but eventually it might be. I'll just, yeah.
What's it called, your zine?
My zine is called Invisible But Valid. It's about raising awareness of invisible illnesses and giving people a voice, basically. So this one's my one. It's kind of, yeah, this one mentions my chronic pain, so it does work towards the invisible but valid kind of thing. Anyway, a stopgap is never a bad thing. Rubbing Voltarol into my aching limbs, running me a bath, you fetch me painkillers and wrap me in a clean towel, and stroke my hair to keep me safe. You gave me a shelf for my snacks in the kitchen, the first one up because I can't reach the others. You give me a basket for my medicine and a place for my bubble bath, as well as a towel especially for me. I'm grateful for everything you do for me, and I'm really looking forward to living with you, so I can run you baths and give you towels and a Voltarol for your dodgy shoulder. But I'm also enjoying living in the moment. It feels safe and it feels right. It's nice to not rush for once. It's the best way to stay happy and healthy, and a stopgap is never a bad thing.
Yeah. Because I have to change the camera angle to look at you. Every time I go back to myself, it's just chin everywhere.
Oh no.
I know. Okay, this one's called Let Us Have a Year Together. So Jen lives with her parents right now, which isn't ideal because they live in Whitfield. And I have my own flat, but it's a studio, and so it's just not big enough for the two of us, especially now in lockdown, because my office is here and my art studio is here, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really looking forward to moving in together, but you know, we're not in a rush. But we've applied for assisted conception so that we can become mums. So there's more about that later. But this poem was kind of like, when you start, I don't know if this is going to be too TMI, when you start the assisted conception process, you know, it's all about like tracking your periods and everything. And they were like, okay, the first period you get, phone us, and then that starts the process. And I was like, awesome. And then I got my period and I just freaked out. I was like, I'm not ready, it's too soon. Yeah. So I wrote this poem when I had a little breather. Obviously by the time I got my next period, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then COVID.
And then you put it in a zine without telling me.
Yes, and I put this one in a zine without telling her. It was an accident. So yeah, I was just like, this is this like poem about like how I don't know if we should move in together straight away. I'll just put it in the back of a zine and give it to everybody else, and then you can just read it when you get home accidentally. I'm a different girlfriend. So yeah, this one's, I mean, it's fine. It's fine, right, Jen? It's fine.
It was an oversight.
So this one's called Let Us Have a Year Together. Let us have a year together before our lives change forever. Breathe in each other's breath, exhale. I am worried we are rushing things. How well do I know you? Can you really trust me to catch you, honestly? And financially, it makes way more sense to live apart. Housing benefit is how much each? Unless together, it's really a no-brainer. Just until we secure our feet. I think the ground is solid, but what we are attempting is so astonishing. We'll need to be sure as we can before we take the leap. I feel content in who I am and where I need to be. I love my flat, my job, my art, and knowing you love me. But I'm worried it might all end and sweep all my dreams away and leave me without you. Okay, so yeah. I changed the ending to that quickly today because so that was a little bit better. Okay, so yeah, here's
Hello everybody again. Which poem will I read first? So I've got two poems kind of based around Anna and I going to London, where I met her dad for the first time, and then we got horribly sick down south and then couldn't get back, and it was a big fiasco. So in the haze of being very, very sick, I wrote a poem. And basically, I got sick and Anna got sick, and then she was amazing and lovely to me. So I made her like a playlist because she really likes playlists with like singers in it or just women, that kind of thing. So yeah, basically I made a playlist and I wrote a poem to go with it. So it's like, here's a playlist and a poem. So here we go. This is also in a zine. I keep plugging things. I'll just get on with it. I made you a playlist of women-only singers because you asked me the other day if it would be a possibility. And it's a way of thanking you for how good you are to me, because I know you love playlists of women-only singers. I listened to artists you suggested to me before and recycled some songs I know you like, and tested the waters with songs I hadn't heard before because maybe they'd be songs that you'd like too. And I googled lyrics because I know you love songs of meaning, and added them after listening, making sure the tempos merged nicely. And I dotted in a couple of silly songs to ensure it wouldn't be too intense, making sure it would be women only singers. I messed up my syllables near the end there.
Sorry. I wasn't sure that was the end. I was like, where's the next verse? And I was like, there isn't one.
No, there isn't one.
Okay, so the next poem I have, shall I do dungarees at the end, or shall I do dungarees now? Should I do them? What do you think?
I don't know. Like I'm wearing dungarees, so it's like the pièce de résistance kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave it till the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took part in like a live Instagram thing earlier today for Creativity. They're doing like a 24-hour live stream for charity. They were trying to raise £500 and they've currently raised like a grand or something. So that's been good. And I was like, oh, I've got an hour. Let's live stream writing a poem. Thinking, where would I put my phone while I was writing it? So I had to like prop my phone up like between my little belly and my laptop, and try to write this poem. So yeah, it was a bit experimental as a live stream. But yeah, so this is called You're Going to Be an Amazing Mother. You're going to be an amazing mother. Sitting in the cafe with your nephew, I was pretending he was our child. But then you said, go warm up his milk, and I went so confidently to the barista, handed over the bottle. But a few minutes later, it all fell apart. He passed it back to me, asked sincerely, is this hot enough? And I floundered. I had no idea, but I didn't want to appear ignorant. So I said with as much bluster as I could muster, I'll just go check with her. And I came back to you sheepishly, handed you the bottle, and you so confidently spilled a little on your arm, like you had been doing it all your life. And I said something like, yes, exactly, that one. Then you handed me the baby and I held his head. And you told me how to position him so that he could be fed. The bottle seemed so big compared to him. It didn't seem possible that he could drink the whole thing. I love the way you are with him, so confident and calm. Every time I see him, I feel like I'm sitting an exam. And if I fail, I won't be trusted with him again. And yet the other week when we saw him, he was ready to start to crawl. So I put him on the floor and you freaked out, went to grab him, put him in his chair with his toys and snared the poor little sod in plastic. But I insisted. He adjusted, started kicking his legs and waving his arms. With purpose, a tiny breaststroke. And you could see that he knew instinctively, like I did, that he was almost ready for movement. Together we will watch him grow, and I know I'll get better at this, and we'll be fantastic when we have our own kids. Oh, yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
I love that poem. It's so sweet. Okay. Right. This is my last poem, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
This one is also about the London trip. This was just about the drive down and like how basically what happened is I've been working all day. I just finished a 12-hour shift. I'm a carer, so like shifts are crazy. And Anna was like, well, why don't we drive throughout the night? And I was to like nap in the car while she drove like 10 hours to London. And then it got to about 4 a.m. and she was like, Jen, you have to look at this road. It's so cool. And I looked up and I was like, it's a road? But it was like that kind of moment where you go, oh my God, I love you so much. So like I kind of wrote a poem sort of about that. Yeah. I can hear you breathing, lying asleep next to me. After driving 10 hours in a Fiat 500, you're out cold. I don't blame you. You deserve all the sleep in the world. Duvet pulled up to our noses in a semi-comfortable bed in a new city in a crappy hotel, unable to get back to sleep. I wish I hadn't napped all night. During the drive, you woke me to show me a cool road. You were grinning with excitement and tiredness, eyes lit up with wonder and sleep deprivation. I opened my eyes to see what you were trying to show me. And the road was very road-like, but stretched as far as the eye could see. I remember giggling and sinking back into the passenger seat. It's incredible what reminds you of how much you love someone. An hour into your sleep, you roll over and spoon me because you had a bad dream. And you fall back asleep before I can assure you that you're safe, so spooning will have to do for now. And when it's time to wake up, you groan in protest, saying it's way, way, way too early. And we chat for a little while with the mutual agreement that I'll be the driver next time.
Yeah. Well, at least you got one. Do you want to do it again?
What?
The sound went off. I don't know. I think I did something to the Instagram. Do you want to do it again?
Wait, I was doing the whole thing and then you like...
Do you want to do it again? Or do you want to just move on?
Why? Yeah, I guess I'll do it again. Like, was I like speaking quietly the whole time? You didn't say, Jen, by the way.
Oh, no. People are like, it's fine. They got it. It's okay.
Okay, people got it.
Yeah, I tried to reply to a comment and yeah, that was too complicated. You look so pretty. Look at her face.
What?
So pretty. Look at your face. Okay.
Look at your face.
Okay, so shall I do dungarees last then? And then that'll be us.
Yeah.
And we'll say goodbye. And then, I don't know, like watch Doctor Who later or something.
Yes, Doctor Who sounds good.
Cool. Right, where am I? Okay, so Jen and I met on OkCupid 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. I think we started chatting in the January and February.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, went on our first date on my birthday.
Yes, we went on our first date on Jen's birthday. And, we got together, we both went on holiday in the July, and we were like messaging over Facebook with like the same, you know, the little stickers that you get, and like there's like this little one where it's like this like gray like puppy thing. It was like, you know, there. And so we were communicating through that. So like, I want to go out with you, and we went to like a Fisty Muffs gig, and on like while we were there, someone was like, oh, who's this? Because And I was like, oh, this is Genny, my girlfriend. And then I was like, wait, have we had this conversation already, or was it just going on in my head? So yeah, so I wrote dungarees like around that time, based on our text conversations. So yeah, dungarees. And I'm thinking you're probably straight. Like, I almost don't believe that there are other women who like women. And I'm thinking you're probably not interested in me, probably like girls who are pretty. And I'm having trouble reconnecting with the lesbian side of myself. And you're really helping, but I just need to get out of my own head. I think you and I are still negotiating whether we're interested in dating. So if we hit it off with other people, it's totally okay. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. I'm just so nervous about dating women again. And I just feel so conflicted because I wasn't sure where things were between us. And I don't want to complicate things. And I just have a hard time believing that other women are gay. And that it's okay to say that I thought you looked really cute in your dungarees yesterday.
Yeah, dungarees.
Okay, that's it from us. Yeah? Do you want to say goodbye?
Yes. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Watch the rest of Quarantine Cabaret and donate to the crowdfunder so we can get paid and like
Whoop whoop.
put fuel in our car so I can go see it. And like wave in the window. Okay, bye.
Bye.